What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's having a great day and start to the weekend. So I'm currently doing some spider runs to match up with that Dungeon Divers for the Thor Fusion, which is currently live in game. And we're going to be summoning some Sacreds for the 2x event and hopefully pick up Freya Fateweaver, the new Asgardian. And I know there's going to be a deck of Fate in the future, but if I can just pull her now, I don't have to worry about those events or saving shards if I get that good RNG. But let me know in the comment section below, are you guys going for this fusion? I actually put up a poll yesterday. I think it was around 80% or so said yes. Some are just purely going for the epic, which I'm going to be discussing her a little bit later on in today's video. And then also, I think about 10% or so said no to the fusion completely. But I'm going to be going for it. I feel like he's a really strong damage dealer. And I've been saving up the shards since I missed the previous fusion, which I believe was Scorid. So yeah, I'm stacked for this one and ready to go. But I do want to bring up the fusion calendar very briefly, if I can just find it here. There we go. And we can see we got the spider starting yesterday, but I just kicked it off today so we can coincide with the dungeon divers, which is very important. And then I can also finish it off with the Dragon Tournament on the Sunday as well. So that's going to be a great way to finish that one if I fall short. We've also got the Champion Training event on live at the moment. It's actually one of my least favorite events to participate in. And it's not because it's difficult or anything like that. It's just I'm running out of champions that I want to max up after playing the game for 5 years. So hopefully we can pull somebody pretty top tier and then give me a reason to rank them up, right? I think the second champion training is always fine because we're going to be using all of these epic champions that we fuse to just rank them up, and we get a lot of points from doing so. So that should be pretty fine, I guess. It's worth noting that there isn't any leeway on fragments apart from the bonus summon rush event, as you see with the extra 50. So joy is it's just a big gamble. Like, we don't know what to expect from this, what kind of event, how many points, or whatever that may be. And briefly looking at this champion chase, is actually pretty decent to push for in terms of points this time around in compared to other hybrid fusions. We've also got the dungeon divers, like I mentioned, artifact enhancement. We are doing spider. So if you're selling a lot of accessories that you may not need when you're farming, could give you a lot of silver by selling them so you can rank up some of those artifacts. And I'm actually just ranking up the ones I got from the siege, which I actually drawed, by the way, in this last one, which means ourselves and the opposing clan got absolutely nothing for the victory chest, which hopefully that can change. I'm not sure what condition they can change with that. Maybe based on the speed of the teams that they use to defeat enemies. I don't know. I'm just going a bit off topic here. So yeah, we've also got Classic Arena, which is just self-explanatory. We're just going to be fighting in Arena, getting those points, and doesn't take any energy resource, right? CVC, we're anticipating for this coming Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So maybe to finish off this Dungeon Divers, you could just spam the heck out of the dragon or just do some spider runs as well, if you want to do some extra ones, like I like to do anyway. Also artifact enhancement here as well, which we're going to be getting a lot of points for CVC over that time. And then the Fire Knight you could use to finish up Dungeon Divers 2 towards the end here on the Thursday. Now, in terms of the Summon Rush, the next one, I'm probably just going to push everything that's on the board, to be honest. I'm not going to gamble with this extra 50. It really depends. It really does depend. Like, if I've got a trash Summon Rush event at this weekend, in terms of the champions, I may hold off and just push 25 in that bonus one, just in case it's got some better champions up for grabs. But for now, the plan is to just get those out the way and, you know, hopefully save shards for a deck of Fate in the future if I have enough. We've got Ice Golem, which can actually coincide with the Dungeon Divers free, as well as the Champion Training if you're doing some campaign battles as well, and the Classic Arena Takedown, which is fine. So on the Sundays, the reason why I've highlighted these is because we need the brews in order to ascend the champions that we're going to be fusing, right? So you've only got 2 opportunities for this. So if you are lacking it, make sure you guys are staying on top of that so you've got enough resources to rank up those champions. What do you guys feel like the Summon Rush is going to be? Do you think it's just going to be a standard one, like we've seen in the Incarnate Fusion, which I believe was just a progressive summoning event? Nothing special, right? Because the way that I see it is we're going to have a summon rush, then a summon rush, and then probably the deck of fate straight after that once all of our shards are rinsed. So I was thinking if we could just get away with doing this one here, it might give us enough time to have enough shards to potentially participate in that deck of fate for people that's actually interested in that other champion, right? So let's just take this off for now. And I just want to bring up the website to give you guys a glance of the previous fusions that I was just speaking about. So this one was for the Incarnate, one of the most recent hybrid ones we had. And she also had the extra summon rush, but it was just in the middle of the fusion, like you see down here. And that also gave us 50 extra points if you needed them. And like I mentioned, it was just a progressive one. But one thing that I do want to note is the Champion Chase tournament points, which was on day 9. And was it day 9? Maybe it was a little bit less on the day 8. So 3,000 points for 25 fragments. And it was a 2x Void event with your Senza Grailbearer, which is a pretty top tier champion, right? So yeah, that was 3,000 points. Amance the Magnificent actually had a Hero's Path for Grand Oak Pardrake, like you see down here at the bottom. And I actually skipped the Summon Rush on this one in order to get the Pardrake, thanks to an upgrade, who anticipated it for St. Patrick's Day. But even this one, like Summon Rush, we're looking at about 3150 points. How much was the Summon Rush on Incarnate? I think it was about 3k, right? Summon Rush, 3,000. So it is in that ballpark, right, in terms of the points. So that's what I'm kind of guessing for this one. But it might surprise us, because they definitely did with the chase points this time around. So 3,000 points for the Champion Chase on this one as well. So if we compare that to our current fusion in Thor, it's actually up for a 1,550 points. And I was shocked this morning when I opened my phone and I seen this, because I truly thought I was going to be rinsing through a crap ton of shards today just to get those points in the bag. But, you know, about 5 to 6 sacreds or so, maybe pop a few ancients or mysteries, we'll be able to get that done. And because I've got 13 to get through, I should be able to complete this one and also the Summon Rush next week, and maybe still have some left over, depending how lucky we get today. So, yeah. In terms of Thor and stuff, I'll speak about that later. I have got a bit of a showcase, so you guys can see Thor in the Hydra. So we'll break that down as well. So in terms of champions that I really want, of course, we're going for the Freya Fate Weaver. Why not? She's a strong supportive unit, new from the Asgardian with the Asgard Divide event, and has this preempting of death on the ally with the highest crit damage, and lets them have an instant turn effect to wipe out those enemies. So I feel like it should be a cool one to get. In terms of other champions, potentially, I don't know, who would I actually want here? You can't get Archer anymore, which is a downside. I'd say Karja. Karja's a good one. Othorion, for sure. I think there was one in the Sylvan Watchers. Glaciad, actually a very good perfect Veil option, so he'll be nice. And Shadowkin-wise, maybe Chintoro could be cool. But yeah, mainly we're just going after the 10x today, guys, because I picked up my most wanted in terms of Nekmofar and Lady Kimmy, so I'm hyped with that. Let's go. Please don't give me some trash luck today. We're looking for legendaries. And by the way, I did get my, what's her name? Lady Mikage Fusion done, so we're not looking for any of those epics. Legendary! Alright, we got a Man-Eater's cousin, Shatterbones. Actually a pretty good one. Pretty good. I just wish they'd bring down his cooldowns a touch to keep him current with the times. I think I'm going to go until I hit a legendary. Just one proc of it. So maybe 8 shards or so in total, I don't mind doing. Gory, actually very good for the Fire Knight hard right, in terms of those freeze abilities. Alright, Warden, my most hated champion in the game. I don't like this dude at all. Come on, bring it home. Give me a legendary. Damn, where's the 2x event? Is it under here? Is it underneath the Genzin mask? Raid, turn it on. Versalis Gravedirt. Actually a pretty decent one as well, to be fair. Heal reduction, good for Amius. Not too bad. Come on. I don't want to get carried away here. Oh, no. Shatter bones again. You're shattering my bones so far. I didn't expect this, guys. All right, so we've still got a few more points to get through. How many more do we need? We need, technically, one more shard should do it. Damn it. Come on. Legendary raid. Come on. Knight Errant. That's not what we're looking for. I said to myself, I'm going to go until I get one legendary champion, but we can rinse through everything here and get absolutely nothing. Come on. Legendary, please. No. God. Vildrax. Oh, they're capturing me. They know I'm recording a video and I want to do it for you guys as well. Get that legendary summon for the video. But technically, we could have just had it there. We're well above it, to be fair. We are well above it. Do we just keep going into the legendary book and then have to figure out for the summon rush, what am I going to do? Basically, it was my birthday over the past weekend, and I was planning to do a void summoning session. So maybe if there's someone cool over the summon rush next week, we can make that happen. Ah, do we just go? I really didn't want to. I didn't want to. Oh, do you know what? We're doing it for the video, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing it. Come on. We're all in for Freya Fate Weaver, killing the Shriek. If we go through 13 on a 2x, I swear. Oh, no. I thought that was Shatterbones again. Guys, do not do this. It's for your guys' entertainment only. I wish I was like Nub Braids and I could just save my shards. There's a legendary. Give me Freya. We got Duchess Lilitu. We got Duchess Lilitu. It was all worth it, guys. It was all worth it. And we got a grand total of 2 Sacreds for the Summon Rush. We are definitely not doing that extra one just in case. Damn. Clan Boss better be good to me. We just went through like 11 Sacreds, but our top tier, S tier, legendary champion. Let's freaking go, man. So we've got those blocker debuffs, the revivals, the perfect veils, you name it. She is strong, man. I think one downside of it, though. Is there a downside to getting a legendary champion YST? Wait, who did we pull? Well, I didn't have a kill in the Shrike before. Alright, I'll take it. Well, the downside is... I've got 4 Duchess now. Like, it's not a bad problem to have. But at some point, I'm going to have to start, you know, +4ing or something. Get one beastie one. Because I only find myself using one of them. But I have put a lot of books into each of them, every single one, for no reason. So if for some reason you are not going for the Thor Fusion, whether that be down to resources or you just don't like the champion, I do kind of entice you guys to go for at least the epic. Like, choose 4 events of your choice, get yourself a strong void champion that brings in ally attacks, very similar to Morak Bronzelock, but just like the attack variation, and also makes the allies that join the attack to ignore 20% of defense if they're under decreased defense, which he also brings on an A1 ability. So this could be good for the Dark Fae, the Fire Knight, the Clan Boss. You know, it's a pretty strong skill here. We've also got an AoE attack that increases her crit rate and crit damage, so you can build her with 70%, as well as a Veil on herself if she kills an enemy, and ignore shield and strengthen buffs when under these conditions. So a pretty good one, universal attack aura. I'm a big fan of Dyana personally. Now, in terms of Thor, I've got a little clip that I could show you guys. Let me just bring it up. So in terms of this Hydra run, I actually recorded it live from the test server when I was preparing a video for this weekend. However, the test server is closing shortly today, so I'm not going to be able to completely finish it to get it out for you guys. But what I will do is, once I finish the fusion, I'll be sure to get a video out more in depth. But just to give you a bit of a feel for the champion in the Hydra, this was him without any blessings. Although I am anticipating maybe a Titan event or a Hero's Path in the future to pick up his 5-star soul. So that could be a great reason to save some shards as well. But yeah, he was popping out some crazy damage, especially with that passive when he ramps up his thunder counters for every 10 hits that he deals on enemies. And it was inflicting crazy stuff to the decapitated heads as well. Hopefully we can see some of that in action. So here we go, it's A1s, A1s. Can he proc it? Alright, he didn't proc it there. I'm pretty sure we see like a nice proc of like 900,000 hits, or even sometimes a million. Let's focus on this head here. So there's the block buffs, decrease defense, perfect. There we go. Repeat attack, boom, look at that, all of that damage, guys. And this was on the brutal difficulty, but it also performs very well on the nightmare. But A1 as well, the chance to repeat those attacks is really nice at times. But just going through to the end result, we actually died here. It could have went on a lot further. Raph just never got the block buffs. We got 3% resisted, I think. So right here, the Revive and Death is about to wear off, and then he dies right there. So can we just capture that final damage? Go to the end. So up until that point where we lost him, he was at 146 million, just sitting shortly behind Missionaki with a 5-star soul. So I'm thinking once we enable that, he could probably be dealing more than my Mishinaki here, which is very impressive for a fusion damage dealer. So I'm actually very happy that I'm going for him, and I feel like he will make an impact to many of your guys' accounts. So if we just go into Thor himself, what is he bringing to the table? So on his A1, he actually has this chance to repeat attacks, which I feel like is very nice, with a 10 meter decrease, which could be good for Fire Knight or the Dark Fae. We got this AoE, which increases with each subsequent hit up to 100%, which is nice, and ignores block damage and unkillable buffs to face, like, I don't know, Odin, right, with his passive. We've got Helicaps, Leorius, you name it, there's a lot of counters you can do with this, or swift parry sets. We got to increase attack and increase crit damage as well, and permanently decreasing the resistance of enemies. Although against Hydra heads, when they respawn, you probably have to restack that, right? And a decreased speed as well, which is nice for a damage dealer if you don't have that in your teams. And then also that Thunder counter where he inflicts damage and increases damage as well. So yeah, overall, pretty top tier champion. I'm looking forward to getting him on my account. But on that note, that is going to be all for today's video, guys. If you did find it enjoyable, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We got ourselves a legendary book, and I'll see you all on a video soon. Peace.